I'm kind of just like, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys probably have seen, like, you know, those TikToks that be like the art of noticing. So you really just sit there and you just take in your life for like what it is. Look at humans be humans and living human life. Like people driving, people walking, people eating out. It's like your eyes are a camera lens and you're focusing and zooming out on life at the same time. And it's so beautiful. It's a bit overwhelming. I feel like not many people touch on the overwhelming aspect of it, but it's also very beautiful. Extremely relieving for your mind and your soul, because like when you're taking a step back from everything, but then when you really zoom in, it's also very overwhelming at the same time. But you'll get the point of it. Try it. Like sit outside or sit in a car, sit anywhere and alone and just look at life. And this is also a great time to like manifest and literally, you know, envision your dream life and envision you as the person that you truly desire to become. And literally, I always say how I want to start a YouTube channel. And like, I can see how people get so anxious when you're filming around people, especially if you live in a state where people aren't really into the whole content creation or just like uploading your life or parts of your life, on the internet. And like people literally stare at you, like they will not applaud you, they will just give you the weirdest looks and the dirtiest looks. So yeah, you just have to not really care or give a F about what anybody thinks, and then just live your life and be you to the fullest. Because if you live your life for people, or you live your life in fear and you're operating on a low vibration and in fear, you will literally never get anything done for yourself that you truly desire. Like you will literally go to the end of your life or find yourself at an old age living a miserable life. And you see, this is the type of stuff we're talking about. I feel like I have so much knowledge I want to share with people in the world, and also just connect and find like-minded people. But there's just a part of myself holding me back from it, and I just need to let go of that and just do it. I think it's time. But yeah, that's what I wanted to come on here and say. And yeah, that's that. Hope you guys have a blessed day and a great rest of your day. Alrighty, so that portion of the video was about 2 years ago. From today, it is 2025, and that was back in 2023. And honestly, it is quite astonishing to look back at past versions of myself and past versions of Karina, of who I am. I know everyone kind of plays around with that idea, like new year, new me, new year, better me, or like people look back at like past versions of themselves. Like I know all over social media, people are always like, oh, look at me looking back at past versions of myself and missing that past version of myself. But I'm like, I feel like that's a problem, because we should look back at past versions of ourselves and be like, okay, that was me, I'm happy that was me, but now I've grown into an even better individual, into an even better person. So it's just like, you should look back at past versions of yourself. I mean, yeah, you can reminisce, you can kind of have that nostalgia feeling or that nostalgic feeling. However, the person that you are currently, you should be proud of that person too, and be like, you know what? I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud that I'm constantly evolving, because I truthfully think people should evolve at least every 3 months. And it's not like you have to keep changing your physical appearance, because like, you know, I mean, it's possible to an extent. Like if we want to be technical and be like, okay, you can go get plastic surgery or something of that sort, but I feel like when you're doing inner work and when you're working on yourself internally and mentally, which is something that people literally miss so much in this world, like people are like, I have to work on the physical, I have to go to the gym, I have to eat right. It's like, yeah, that's a big portion of it, that's important, but also you have to work on your mental health. You have to work on your inner and what's going on in there. And also that kind of trace you back to even your childhood. So it's like, once you do that inner work, then it starts to show physically. Because anybody who has peace inside, it's going to show on their outer, you know what I mean? Like they're going to look full of life. When you feel their energy, the way they talk, the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, you're going to feel that peace. Versus somebody who has chaos in the inside, you're going to see that on their face. You're going to see that in their hair. You're going to see that in their entire appearance. You're going to feel that in their energy. You're going to feel that when they speak. You're going to feel that when you look at their Instagram page. You're going to feel that when you look at their TikTok. You're going to feel that when you look at anything that involves them. And that leads me to say that that portion of the video, I was talking about the art of noticing and the art of just being in the present moment and being with what is around you currently. And I think that is so, so crucial. Because take looking at a mirror, for example. When you look in the mirror, you see your physical appearance. You see yourself. You see what is physically you. But then let's say you look more into your eyes and you just keep staring at your eyes. You keep staring at your eyes. Then there's a story. There's always a story behind the way somebody's eyes look. Some people's eyes are full of life and full of light, like I was saying previously. Some people's eyes are dead, and some people's eyes are empty. And there's reasons as to why people become empty, and there's reasons as to why people are full of life. You know what I mean? So it's just like when you look in the mirror and then you start looking in your eyes, that's when all the thoughts flood to your brain. Start being critical of your physical appearance. You start noticing your flaws. You start noticing things you wouldn't necessarily notice hadn't you been standing right in front of the mirror. Be proud of who you are currently. Also, still acknowledge the fact that you still have so much more learning and growing and things of that sort to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, even me thinking back to that, like that was the beginning of me really shifting my mindset completely. And at that point in my life, I had so much to work on. I had a lot of flaws within myself, you know, stemming from childhood, stemming from certain situations. So like now I can confidently say that I've cut that out completely, and I'm proud of myself for that. But also too, like, I'm saying this so people can also, you know, one, relate to me, and two, so people can just be aware of these types of things, because I feel like it's so important when you're embarking on your 20s or when you're in your 20s. People put an age on stuff, but it's like, you can be 40 years old watching this video right now and I still want you to learn something. Like, people will be on their deathbed still unsure of certain things in their life, and that's what life is. You're like, there's so much on this earth and so much that we don't know, still have yet to discover. So it's just like, if that's the case in terms of the earth, imagine with humans.